Hello from Ukraine! Dear kids and adults, in this video I will show you that Prime Minister of the United Kingdom Boris Johnson lied to kids about the war in Ukraine. You can see his lies in the video FYI Kids Q&A with Boris Johnson, streamed by Sky News. Let's watch the first lie.
Now, we know that the situation is really bad in Ukraine, don't we? You know how devastating it is.
Yes.
But I think the centre of attention that a lot of people want to know and many kids want to know is there going to be a World War III? And another thing that I know a lot of kids are really worried about is the introduction of nuclear weapons. So what is happening?
I think it's very important for us to understand what's happening in Ukraine. This is a war, a conventional war by Vladimir Putin to conquer and subjugate, to crush a totally innocent country and a totally innocent civilian population who've done nothing wrong, none of them. And what he's doing is, I've never seen such a clear difference between good and evil.
Truth is that some Ukrainians are not so innocent, as well as some Russians. There are a lot of people on both sides who hate and kill each other. Putin's war effort is undoubtedly evil, but almost every day during the 7 years before the Russian invasion to Ukraine, both Russians and Ukrainians violated agreement to stop shooting in Donbas, where thousands of people were killed. It is wrong thing to hate and kill any people for any reasons, and nobody who does that is innocent. Another wrong thing is attempt of the President of Ukraine Zelensky to turn all civilians in Ukraine into soldiers, even against their will. I will explain it later. Now the second lie of Boris Johnson.
And I think we're all realizing that we're going to have to do more. We're going to have to do more to support the Ukrainians. But what we can't do is allow Putin to start framing this, start claiming that this is a war between him and the West. It's not. It's about him trying to crush Ukraine.
After you heard that, you might be surprised that Boris Johnson himself admitted in other speech it is a war between the West and Putin.
He has underestimated the unity of the West, and we will continue as colleagues to do everything we can to strengthen that unity in the days ahead to ensure that Putin fails.
Truth is that the United States with the United Kingdom and other countries of the West created a military alliance, NATO, to ensure their collective superiority over Russia, China and other Eastern countries. This military alliance of the West has expanded to the East for many years. Both sides feel unsafe, but instead of talking and making peace, they exchange threats, risking to start a nuclear war, which may kill all life on our planet. Russia and the West made Ukraine decide between them when Ukraine tried to have friendship with both. Russia and the West encouraged their friends in Ukraine to fight and kill each other, giving them a lot of weapons. Ukraine suffers because of this hostility between the West and East. And now the third lie of Boris Johnson.
What I feel most is that Putin should recognize that the International Court of Justice has ruled that this is a genocide. What he's doing is a war crime. And I think if there's going to be any hope for him, he's got to pull back immediately. He's got to stop this.
Truth is that the International Court of Justice didn't rule anything of the sort. Putin is not under trial for war crimes. It is a completely different story. Ukraine asked the court to check whether Russia is doing wrong. The court didn't decide anything yet, but the court made an order to ensure no wrongdoings will happen in future. It is called provisional measures. The court's order, to put it simply, demands of Russia to stop its military operation in Ukraine and demands that Russians and Ukrainians should not try to exterminate each other completely by mass killings, which would be indeed a crime of genocide according to international law. Now, Do you want to know why I am so concerned that Prime Minister of the United Kingdom Boris Johnson is lying to kids about war in Ukraine? It is of course shame, but furthermore, it is because I feel that he gives a bad example for all kids and adults. We should not lie that we are good guys and others are bad guys. Instead of that, we should ensure that all guys, including us, are playing by the rules. We should try hard to behave good, which means no lying. If we continue to lie like that, people will continue to kill each other. Lies are fueling the fire of war. Let me introduce myself. My name is Yuri Shlezhenko. I live in Kiev, capital of Ukraine, and the horrible thing is that my home shook several times after explosions nearby because of Russian missile attacks. You can ask why I didn't leave an unsafe city turned into a battlefield. It is because our President Zelensky tries to make all men soldiers and order us to kill Russians. We are prohibited from leaving Ukraine, and I may be mobilized to army against my will if I try to travel even inside the country, not to say outside. But I will not take a rifle. I will not shoot at other people. It is because I am Ukrainian pacifist, which means I believe that war is wrong thing, because it is wrong to kill people. I will not go against my conscience, even under threat of punishment, 5 years of prison. I believe that people should talk instead of killing each other. It is written in the Charter of the United Nations. It is main law on our mother planet Earth, the most important set of rules for all countries about how to behave well. I hope the war will end soon with the peace talks. I call President of Russia Putin, President of Ukraine Zelensky, and President of United States Biden to sit at the negotiation table and seek an agreement on how to live in peace together on our common planet. Military aid, threats and sanctions will not help us to stop bloodshed and make friendship. But if all people on earth will refuse to believe the lie that good guys should kill bad guys, no political leader will dare to lie and wage war. I am sure that if all people on earth will refuse to kill, no war will ever happen. It is better to make friends, not enemies. Think about it. We could build together a better world without armies and borders, a free and happy planet, a common home for all people, a world ruled by great powers of truth and love, embracing East and West. In the words of May Mayer, my friend from the Netherlands, we should build a world in which all children can play.